Hello everyone. Today we are doing something different, and that is a Pokemon Nuzlocke, because I wanted to play some Pokemon again, but usually when I play I just look up a bunch of things because I always second guess myself. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm doing a Nuzlocke where I cannot look anything up. So I have to go strictly by what I know about the game, and hopefully I know enough to get us to the end. Now, the rule set is a bit of a mouthful, but before we go through that, I'm going to send out the Discord notifications very quickly, because I always forget to do that. So, we're out. Making sure the stream is running on both Twitch and YouTube, and we can get started. So, the rule set pretty simple, permadeath, but just to make it a bit easier on myself, I'm allowing revives that I scavenge, and specifically scavenge not using pickup, so I cannot just spam revives gotten from pickup, because then there would be no challenge. But there's 7, if I remember correctly, exactly 7 revives in the entire game that you can pick up from the ground without buying them. So that is essentially 7 chances for us to revive something. Then I can only catch the first species encountered per area. So for example, if I find a Gyarados, I have to get a Gyarados, but I don't have to get that specific Gyarados. This lets me essentially choose the ability, more or less. Once I catch it, that's it. I cannot catch another. But for example, if something can have Intimidate, but the one I found didn't, for Gyarados it always will, but just saying, I can basically choose the ability. That's basically why I have that clause. Then no duplicates, but same Evo line is allowed. I always put this rule, so this means that I can catch a Magikarp and I can catch a Gyarados, but while the Gyarados is alive, I cannot catch another Magikarp, I cannot evolve the Magikarp to get 2 Gyaradoses. It's basically so that if I have a Magikarp, it evolves and then dies, I can still get a Gyarados. And it also makes it so it's not as limited of a pool, because let's say we get a Zubat, then we normally wouldn't be able to get a Golbat either. And since later in the game it's just evolved forms of things you already have caught, there will be next to nothing to catch, which will make it kinda annoying and boring. So that's why I have that there. So for example, we can find a Zigzagoon and then later on find a Linoon. Now, battle style is set, so let's do that. Normally I would have the rule like my normal Nuzlockes in Emerald I did, where I did look stuff up, where on top of the set mode I'm not allowed to use items in battle, but I removed this rule because I can't look anything up, therefore I cannot really plan things very thoroughly like I would do. So this is just cutting myself some slack. Then must use personal knowledge and can't look anything up. I can't look absolutely anything up. It's only what I remember, and considering I haven't played this game in almost a year, I'm going to have a bit of trouble. But I have had like hundreds, if not a few thousand hours on this game through all my playthroughs, so I think I know enough to get myself by. Then I've made it so impossible evolutions are possible, so things like Clamperl evolving into Huntail or Gorebyss, or Kadabra evolving into Alakazam. This is just so we don't end up with duds and just useless things. And then I just made it so we can run indoors and the text is sped up on top of the fast setting here, so the text is pretty much instant. Now let's try and find a nice frame. Ooh, let's go for the cosmic frame. Also, I will turn the volume a little bit up. Normally keep the volume really low. Is this too loud? Tiny bit less loud, I'd say. No, tiny step further, more quiet. Alright, that should do. And let's just get started. I don't know why it was a Houndour at the start. I used the vanilla, the Trashman mod, not mod, like the Trashman version of the ROM. It's the one I usually use. And now it's 124, so let's go 125, I guess. Waiting a tiny bit so it can roll over to 25, so it's more accurate. Right, it hasn't rolled over to 25, but it should be close enough. Alright, let's go meet Professor Biatz, or more like Hizotter. Let's steal her Torchic. Alright, so for the starter, I go for Trico every time. I just don't like the other starters. I know a lot of people like Quiet Nature. I am going to reset for Nature on static like gift mons, because there's no point. Okay, so Serious Nature, this is fully neutral. And we do have really good speed, so I don't want a plus speed Nature. It's just that for a mixed attacker, would this work? Because outside of quick attack, it's going to just be special moves. The Pursuit, Leaf Blade, basically all of the grass moves. What other moves? Maybe we can give it Earthquake, but that is way later in the game, and I don't think it will matter. Dragon Claw, maybe. So that's another special. Yeah, I think I will try to get a special boosting Nature. Hardy. Okay, this is slower but more special attack. The speed is important though. I need to have 13 speed, because then relaxed, that's bad, that's minus speed. Bold, minus attack plus defense. It's not awful. And the reason I need 13 speed is because I need to be able to outspeed the Nose Pass after getting hit with the Rock Tomb. No Torchic. Hardy, this is fully neutral again and does have good stats, but I'm looking for a plus hasty, that's minus defense plus speed. This can really screw you over with a minus defense, because a critical hit from Rock Tomb just deletes you. Lax Nature, if I remember correctly, is plus defense minus special defense. We don't want that. Also, there's no over-leveling clause in this run. Normally I would have the over-leveling clause for a Nuzlocke, but the problem is we can't look anything up. So I don't know what level the leader is going to be. Okay, hard nature, 12 special attack. Let's just go for this. Why not? I'll probably end up regretting it or missing out on a few KOs, but it is what it is. Now, do we name him anything? No. For now, okay, I don't want to meet your daughter. But fine. I hate how it gives you the choice, but the choice doesn't really matter. Now, I want to see if in this playthrough we'll run into a shiny at the start of the game. In most recent playthroughs I've done, like in the last 10 playthroughs or so, I found a shiny within the first 3 routes of the game, including twice finding a shiny before I even have the Pokeballs. Now I'm just trying to get to level 7 for starters. Let's get to 8 here, since the ones here give better Vs. Alright, level 8. At 11 we get quick attack. Now, we get the free potion here, and there's a funny glitch with this guy where if your bug is too full to accept the potion, he'll still walk you up, and then you can talk to him again and he'll keep walking up and up into the trees. And you can't get soft locked, but that's by one tile. Like one more tile and you would have gotten soft locked. It's one of the many funny glitches. Many glitches are just completely harmless in this game. Alright, we get the Pokeballs. So from now on, whatever we encounter is our encounter for the route. So, I want to get a Zigzagoon and a Poochyena early on to remove them from Route 116, because I want to hopefully get an Abra there. Okay, moment of truth. Don't be a Wurmple. Okay, Poochyena. Do I go for a level 3? Let's find a level 3. Again, we have locked in the Poochyena. I just don't want to take the risk of raising a level 2. Zigzagoon, don't worry, we'll get you in the other route. Come on, give me a level 3 Poochyena. Yeah, Poochyena. Almost had a brain fart there. I haven't really gotten much rest, let's say. My girlfriend is sleeping. Okay, level 3 Poochyena. Alright, please don't be an awful nature. Careful nature, that is, if I remember correctly, it is minus special attack plus special defense, which really screws this over because Dark is special in this generation. However, it's not the end of the world because Poochyena is still quite decent. Now I want to get one level on the Poochyena. Honestly, I should just heal it. That way I don't have to switch train. Okay, level 3. Getting 2 critical hits, that's nice. I want to get it to level 5 so it can learn the next move. Okay, Zigzagoons have a chance to hold orange berries, so they can be a bit annoying to kill with a low level mon. Alright. Should be able to take on the Whirlpool. Whirlpool also gives some pretty good EVs, and here we should level up. We get Howl, that's a +1 attack, quite useful early game, and also even late game since with the nature we ended up, it's just going to be a physical attacker. Now, to get it to level 6, don't crit. I didn't mean to click the attack there because critical hit could have killed me. Now Pucienas give attack EVs, if I remember correctly. Wurmples give health EVs, and that's a critical hit. I don't want to take another critical. Alright. As soon as we kill this, we go up to 103 to get our next encounter, which hopefully will not be a Wingull. A Wingull would be a pretty trash encounter. Yes, it does have some uses, but not here. Okay, Zigzagoon, that's the perfect encounter. So we've locked in Zigzagoon for the route. Doesn't matter what we get now, we can only catch the Zigzagoon. So let's find the Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon also has pickup, which is going to be extremely useful in just getting free heals. Level 4, exactly what I was hoping for. It should leave... Okay, level 4 again. Let's try this one more time. Okay, after the growl, it should leave. And now Pokeball should always catch. Now, don't have an awful nature. Pick up. It's bold, so it is a trash nature, but still, it's a pickup user. So simply keeping it around is going to do wonders. Now I'm just going to kill a wild mon or two, just for some attack EVs. Then we heal up and we head to the next route. In the next route, Lotad would be great. So I have a water user. But first things first. Okay, let's get the encounter first. Pucena, we already have one, therefore it is excluded from the pool. Wurmple. Okay. Depending on what it evolves into, it might actually be useful. And our first item, an antidote. Bashful nature, that's full neutral. So that's good. I'm not going to level it up just yet. What I am going to do is train the Pucena. This should be 2 Wurmples, so even with a strength shot we should be fine. Should take 3 criticals. To kill the Pucena, so I'm perfectly safe against any Wurmples. Alright, then we'll go back into Treco for the next trainer. He does have a Taillow, but it's the Zigzagoon that's the problem. It's way too tanky. And we get quick attack as well. That's going to go a long way. Yes, Treco is fast, but having the priority on top is just extra nice. I can take a critical here, and now we switch into Treco. Leer again, and now we go for the quick attack because after one Leer it probably could still live, and I don't want to deal with effect spore. I should take the item from the zigzag wing. Early on it will just... I was about to say that early on it's going to be trash items and then we'll get the 1% Ultra Ball. Alright, I'll take it. I really would have liked a Lotad though. Lotads are great. Ludicolo specifically is one of the best 3rd gen mons to use, both for playthroughs and competitively in 3rd gen. We have to escort Wally now to watch him kill the Ralts. He can actually kill it and the game just continues as normal. It needs to critical hit with a really high attack zigzagoon and a really low HP and defense. Who it missed. That wouldn't have got it. At that level of health. That was like 40% chance. No. Here the Seedot is scary, so we just go for Howl because it has no way to hit us. And as soon as the bite fails, then we can attack. Of course we miss. Had I missed there, I would have had to sack something. Like one of my things would have to die. That's why I sighed. That's the problem with Bide. Anyways, in this route, my priority is getting a Tailo ideally. Also, if I remember correctly, where is it? I know there's one here, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the heart scale. There it is. And our encounter is Maril. It's not awful, but it depends on the nature. Alright. I have the Ultra Ball, thankfully. Bit of a waste to use the Ultra Ball already. But we'll end up finding more, it's fine. Now. Huge power, but modest nature. This is just trolling. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of this, so... I'll just do it later. Also, let's save. Haven't saved in a while. Alright. Now, Maril is good for playthroughs early on because it evolves early and has quite a lot of tank as Maril. The problem is, huge power on it is kinda wasted when it's modest nature. So huge power makes it so the 5 attack is essentially 10. But because of the modest nature, it's not as good. Alright, I was hoping to level up there. I want the zigzagging to be like level 11 by the time we get to the gym. Also, it's kinda sad that I didn't manage to get a Halo. Alright. We have the Wurmple, so that does not count as the encounter. Moment of truth. What will our encounter actually... Pucciena, that does not count as the encounter because we already have one. Also, I was about to say that I remembered I did not buy Pokeballs. Can we get another Ultra Ball? Great Ball, I'll take that. I forgot to buy Pokeballs. So if you buy 10, you get a Premier Ball for free. Also, just a magic trick for anyone that does not know this. Link together. Where is it? With all. Secret little phrase. Link together with all. What? Oh, hello, you know those words? That means you must know about the mystery gift. From now on, you should be receiving mystery gifts. So now we can get mystery gifts, not that it will matter, but also let's heal up since we are here and all. Alright, now moment of truth. What will our encounter be for the woods? Ninkeda would be great if it can even show up here. Tailo would be a literal perfect encounter. Cascoon, that is not that good. Yes, Dustox is quite helpful with the utility, but I'd rather just get something else. Plus, our Wurmple might legitimately turn into that anyway, so that will be extra bad. Okay, Silcoon. Silcoon and Cascoon can only use Defense Curl in this game. Okay, there's the Cascoon again. I need to get it low and then critical, good. Alright, so what nature is it? Quiet, that's awful. That's minus speed plus special attack. For what is a physical attack? Because bug and poison in this game are physical. Halo. This is the one I wish I had gotten. But nonetheless, I do have an option for Broly later on. Alright, let's fight the Sienna. These Vikings. Now at level 14 we are already ready for the gym. So I want to train the Pucciena. The problem is the next trainers have Ninkedas that just shred Puccienas for breakfast. So I have to use the Trico. Blitz Life just does a lot from Nikeda because it has such high attack for an unevolved. Shroomies. Nah. Let's exit. Let's get Bullet Seed, very important for the first gym. Pokeball, Potion, then it should be Super Potion. Here. And I think that's all. We'll go in. We say yes. We get the free berry as well. And the Whalmer Bay. Just a berry that can actually come in handy later on. Okay, after 2 tail whips, I'm worried critical hit kills. This one on the other hand, as long as I can get a +3, then fine. With a +3, I knew I would be two-shotting the Shroomies. Scale up. We do have a free item. Repel. There is a use for repels later on. Okay, so it's going to unleash the energy here. But we're not going to let it. I could have just waited the next turn honestly, but okay. Since it's just Magikarps that can do anything, let's howl at +4. I should be one-shotting all of them. Alright. Like I said, I want Poochyena to be level 11. Lepo berries, my favorite berries. Then there should be a next defense. Next defend. Let's grab the free ball from up here. Just a free premier ball might come in handy. You never know. Yes, I've played these games a lot. Okay, we get the cat. Don't know what I'll give cat to. Probably the Zigzagoon. It's most likely going to be my HM slave. Let's get the quick glow if we can get past the kitten. Then let's talk to Scott. Depending on how many optional times you find Scott around before you beat the game, then when you get to him in the post game, he'll give you more battle points between 1 and 3. Super potion. And we can technically take on the gym already. Trying to turn into a 2v1. How close is Trico? We can actually get Trico to evolve in time for the gym, but do I do it? It's already at the level of the Nosepass. The problem is, if I start the gym battle now, we'll end up level 17 by the end of it. and miss out on Pursuit. Either Pursuit or Fury Cutter, I can't remember which. So let's just do it this way. Now, I'm going to pick up the encounter first. Okay, moment of truth. Please be Abra. We got literally the only encounter that can save us after we didn't get the Tailor. So Abra is our encounter for this route. It's a 10% chance to find. Now we have locked it in. That's all that matters. I don't care about anything else. Alright, Nikeda. Alright, so I do have an antidote. Abra again, come on. Even with a bad nature, Abra is an amazing thing for playthroughs, especially now that we can actually evolve it. Okay. Even with a terrible nature, even without being able to evolve it, it's still amazing. Alright, we evolve it, get Fury Cutter. Okay, so let's just lose Lear, it's fine. And Abra is not only good because it does a ton of damage with its ginormous special attack, but early on it's basically the same as having a fly user thanks to teleport. Now Calm Nature, if I remember correctly, is plus special defense minus special attack. So even with that, it's still amazing. Let's lose the... No, let's lose the Cascoon. I want the Maril on the team, not really. I will want the Maril later for the Water HMs. So I think I'll just save it so we don't end up soft locked or anything. Now, let's go train the Puchian a bit. Oh, I forgot that we have Runaway, so we can always run away from battles. Sunspore doesn't matter. In fact, it actually helps me because now I don't have to worry about Effect Spore screwing me over too much. I should have a Paralyzed heal somewhere. Let's use a potion too. And let's also save the game. We don't have any accidents. I meant to turn this into double battle. Okay, Lotad. X attack might actually be quite nice. The profile, absorb. Then we'll do the same here. Double 8 from the Abra. Until level 16 it's going to be pretty much useless. Let's grab the Wismore, why not? Critical hit. Permanent. Wismore gives HPVs. Was that a critical hit again? Okay, level 7, more of a chance to live. Football. Uproar is physical in this generation. That's why it does so much damage. Mild is minus defense plus special attack, if I remember correctly. So this is not half bad of a nature. Using this opportunity to switch train the Abra a tiny bit, because we will need it for Broly. And if for whatever reason we lose the Abra, I do have a backup plan. However, that backup plan only has about a 33% chance to work, and that is getting Sableye, which I do know of a way to snipe Sableye. We are way over leveled, honestly, so let's just start heading back. Okay, I have to switch out and then run away to avoid any accidents of me being too slow. I don't think I'd be slower than a Tailo, but you never know, because we don't have a plus speed nature and accidents do happen. No. 2 absorbs should kill, but I can always teach it Bullet Seed instead, since Bullet Seed will definitely be better. It's not like I have a better use for Bullet Seed. Let's lose Fury Cutter. I don't think I'll ever use this. It is a really good move if you can get it going, but for the most part, there's no point to it. Now, Bullet Seed has minimum the same amount of damage as Absorb, and Nosepass is holding a berry that will activate between the hits, if I remember correctly, unless it's after the hits. Either way, I'd rather have the extra damage, because it can potentially do up to 5 hits. So that's 2.5 times stronger. Now, we should be fast enough where Rock Tomb won't affect us, and it is exactly on the limit where the berry might get used. Now the problem is, if I go for Bullet Seed and I get too few hits and it Rock Tombs again, then I'm too slow to save myself. So I'm going to absorb here. Force it to use the berry. I knew it. Okay. If she heals here, I want to heal. Super Potion. Okay, I had a feeling she will heal. Rock Tomb. No. It did go for the block. It did go for the block, and that could have been bad had I gotten critical hit, because then I would be too slow and I only had one extra super potion. I really should buy some more super potions, honestly, but for now, Abra in front, and time to train the Puxiana. I can't remember what the next move the Puxiana learns, but I do remember it gets pursued at a decent enough level. that does a lot. Alright. I'm not going to switch because there's always a chance it has pursuit. I have to be extremely mindful of pursuit with the Abra. Get the Devon goods. And let's see. Level 10, 12, and 18. I want to get a tiny bit of experience on the Grovile. Definitely more experience on the Abra. And then the Pucciano, not Zigzagoon. The Zigzagoon I will raise a little bit when we get to the daycare. I'll just chuck it in there, cycle back and forth. And speaking of the Zigzagoon, let's teach it. Cut. But first, I don't know why I'm walking back when I can just do this. Alright. Now we deliver the goods from the other side. He's like, how did you do that? Are you magic? Alright, we get a free heal here. One of the only two free heals that are forced on you. The other being when you go to Slateport. Alright. Healing cut here. We get to fight these trainers. I'm just going to be switching into the Grovile while it's training the Abra. Well, it should kill the Lotad, assuming it does a healthy amount of hits. Okay, we get Bite. So that's the next move it gets, which is a special move, so we are unaffected by all these stupid grounds that we just suffered. And I will be switching the Abra as much as possible in all the battles I do. Bite on the Ralks. Later on we should get Crunch as well. Now there's some hidden items here that I want to grab quickly without jumping off the ledge. There's a super potion, for example. Either I need to remember where the revives are for when we need them later on. We get 7 total, but about 4 of them are way out of the way. Okay, I forgot that we can battle here. Okay, Torchic shouldn't be that bad. We have slightly more special attacks, so let's go for Pursuit. Critical hit might obliterate me. Do I risk it? Do I risk the critical? Yes, okay. No burn. I also should have accounted for the burn. Had I gotten the 10% burn there, I would have lost the Grovile. We have only just started. So yeah, not the smartest. Alright, so I need to train the Putsiena. Sadly, we haven't gotten that many great encounters so far. We've gotten the Abra, which is huge, but outside of that, it's mostly just trash, with trash natures on top. Very easy to play around. But Vigoroth would also be a really good encounter. Like, you intentionally don't evolve it fully, you give it bulk up, and then bulk up slack off facade plus like a final move for coverage, and it's actually quite good. Right, I'm just training my Abra. And the Putsiena a bit in the process. So, forgot to register here. And speaking of which, I forgot to register the other guy up top. Okay, Roxanne registers us now. Like any respectable gym leader, she was just going sniffle and crying because we beat her. I want to come over here and register the kid, just to have them. They will eventually call you, but why not just register them myself? Now, we have enough Pokeballs, but we don't have enough heals. I want to stock up a bit, because Dewford does not have a shop. Also, I need a few more repels and to sell some items. X items could end up being useful, so I'll keep those. I am allowed to use items in battles after all. And I should give the quick glow to something, maybe the Putsiena. Now I'm pretty sure I did not heal. So yes, it will take us back to Rasboro. And then I need to be careful, I cannot heal in Dewford. If I heal in Dewford, then I'll have to just walk all the way through the woods again. Whereas as long as I don't heal, I just skip straight to where I need to be. Alright, Grovyle, Poison Sting does a lot, but it's so much faster. So much needless damage. Good chance to heal up. Cannot use absorb on the tentacles because of liquid ooze. Switching the brain whenever we have a chance to. Stardust, and then Pokeball. Now, in the cave, we can get an encounter. Wait. Oh, I didn't think ahead. Right. I'm not going in the cave yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the water encounter, which will hopefully be a level 10 Magikarp. It did something really stupid here, that doesn't realize. So I leveled up past level 12. I needed to have a level 12 on my team, absolutely, before going through Gifford Cave. So with a level 12, sadly I have to go and like train it now. With a level 12, you can guarantee either an Aeron encounter or a Sableye encounter. The only two things worth catching outside of Makuhita, but Makuhita is not guaranteed. This thing levels up so freaking slowly. The best place to raise it would be Gifford Cave, but I can't go in the cave because I'd get the encounters. So I can't train it in the cave. I really screwed myself over there. Okay. Alright, let's get this over with. Unless I use repel, go through the cave. So use repel, go through the cave, then maybe like go to Slate Court after, since you don't have to beat Broly. You actually don't. You can just fully skip Broly until it's time to fight your dad. Then go to the daycare and erase it there. But that is so freaking far. Ooh, Skitty, that's a 2% encounter that I'm not allowed to catch. You do need Skitty later on to trade for an NPC's Meowth in the Battle Frontier. Almost there. Again, I need it to be level 12. I've had to do this before, by the way, in a different playthrough. It was also in one of my attempts at an Emerald Nuzlocke, where I just needed something really solid, and sadly the only one that I could get was the Sableye. I really needed to specifically aim for a Sableye during that run, because I had no answer to Broly at the time, since I got Maril instead of Tailo, and I didn't get the Abra in Route 116. Alright, the only good thing is that most of these give good EVs, so that's something. Tailo or Abra, well, Kadabra, are the best answers for Broly. And then Sableye is the third best answer because only Meditite can deal with it, and it has to use Mind Reader. Right, almost at the level we need it. Because it's in the experience group that needs 600,000 for level 100, the early levels are ultra slow and then it speeds up. So it levels up extremely slowly early game, similar to like Ninkeda or Volbeat or Milotic. And then later on it levels up extremely fast, where it only needs like 10,000 per level, even when you're like level 90. That's good. It didn't get punished. Right, hopefully this will be the last one we need. No, we need one more. Alright, level 12. Potion. Then the Abra needs to level up a bit, but we can just do that in the cave. Now to show what all that was about. We just go up. Can anybody go on the rematch? Not yet. Okay, I need to not waste steps. I don't have that many repels. And I need a high level lead. Okay, 8 and 5. Escape rope. Next item should be a Pokeball. All the way down here. Alright. At basement 2, which is here, if we use a repel with a level 12 lead, there's a 66% chance we'll get Aeron, which is what I'm hoping for, and a 33% chance to get a Sableye. Aeron. Alright. That's literally what all this was for. And that locks Aeron as the encounter. I would like to have Makuhita too, but if I have to pick only one, Aeron has to be it. Just because I like Aeron, not because it's particularly OP. Yes, it is really good for playthroughs, but there's better things too. And now Everstone. Head up. Deliver the letter, get Steel Wing. If we get a Zubat eventually, it could be useful. Zubat gives Speedy Viz, Abra here, and Makuhita. Makuhita obviously gives attack. So ideally I don't want to kill too many of these. They are the most common, but I want to kill Geodudes and Zubats preferably, because they give better EVs. Seems like I'm going to be using a physical Abra. Okay, level 14, almost there. come on, so many Makuhitas. I literally said I don't want to see Makuhitas. Okay, Zubat, much better. Maybe I should just do the training in the lower floors. We almost have gotten the levels we need. So, we have delivered the mail. We teleport straight to Petalburg, saving a ton of time from having to like take the boat up, then go through the woods, and so on. Now we take the EXP share. And we can use this to raise anything that we have just added to the team. For now I don't have anything to raise, maybe the Wismore a little bit later on, and of course the Abra. So with the EXP share, I don't have to switch train it all the time. Let's just focus on raising the Puccienne a little bit. Also, quickly, let's force a rematch if we can. That's great. Every certain number of steps, and provided you have changed areas, there's like 10 or 20% chance to get a rematch available. Alright. Plus attack is a bit worrying. Bide. Okay. Grovel can take the bide. If it comes down to it. Now I have to be careful about the order I fight this in. The Abra is about to level up and evolve. Okay, this one is a bit scary. And try to turn even scarier. Low kick can do a lot of damage from a Machop. You'd think Machop is not that strong because it's not evolved, but it can be really dangerous. Had a feeling the detective was coming. Ooh, minus defense. That's actually kinda bad. Double target before the bite can happen. Alright, get confusion. Where did I fight everyone? Fought that. Fought that. Alright. Now I want Kadabra to be level 17 for the gym. The Puccienne doesn't matter, but I will get it to 15 as well. Also, let's switch the moves around so I don't accidentally hit teleport during the battle. don't need to keep Rustboro on the teleport anymore, so let's heal here. It's here, dude. It's actually good. Anything that I don't have to switch out of is pretty good for training. Alright, level 15. If I remember correctly, it evolves at 20. I'm not looking to evolve it right now. I'm just looking to get some experience going. Alright, level 17. Yeah, let's get the skill too, and then we'll go fight Broly. Okay, so how are we on heals? 3 super potions, 8 normal potions. I think I'll start with the next special. I'm pretty sure the Machop doesn't have a super effective move to hit the Kadabra with. So if I start with X special, then I don't have to worry about Meditite's BS. So I won't have to switch to the Grovile. For good measure, give an Oran Berry to the Kadabra. Doesn't need the XP right now. Let's do this. I would have liked to get one more level in the Kadabra, but okay, hopefully this doesn't backfire, so X special. I could go for an X defend too. Okay, bulk up, that's perfect. Bulk up, again perfect, and he wastes a heal, and the second heal, and he went for focus punch for some stupid reason, and we don't have to deal with the berry. Alright, so it did not backfire, I'll take that. It went as perfectly as it could have possibly gone. Alright, so we go to Slateport, and this is where we can find our very first revive. I don't know if I'll keep the revive roll though. I kinda want to keep it just to make my life easier. Alright, I'm going to be using the Kadabra for the trainers here and give the EXP share to the Pucciani. So that's the first revive. Confusion should just obliterate everything. Soft sand, always useful. Beaver, cut skill over here. Confusion on the tentacle, bite the Azuril, no fairy type this generation, so he's just fully neutral. And basically I want to raise the Kadabra until it gets Psybeam, because it's a really important move to have. Confusion, yes, hits hard, but that's because it has such a high special attack. When we get to fight something a little bit tankier, it will be clear that we'll be missing out on the KO because of the base power of the move. Anyways, great ball over here. I totally haven't played these games way too much. We fight everyone. Pretty easy pickings for Kadabra. I think Psybeam is at either 21 or 23. Do we want Odor Sleuth? This basically guarantees your next hit succeeds, and it also will allow ghost types to be hit with normal moves. Honestly, I don't really care. Because how many times are we going to be using normal type moves on ghost types when we have dark type moves to use? Now using the turbo mode to buy a bunch of soda pops because these are really good cheap heals. And at some point I might go back and revisit that Emerald ROM hack I had started making on stream. One change I made there was that when you go to buy, you get to buy them in bulk. So I made it so you can buy a dozen at a time. And now we need a single harbor mail. I had exactly the money left. Let's get the Soothe Bell as well. Might come in handy if we get a Zubat. And I do want to find a Zubat because it's such a good mon for playthroughs. Dolls. Don't feel like spending my money on those this early in the game. Now we can meet as okay, later on. For now, let's get the TM Torment. But we've used up all our money, so when we try to enter the museum and we don't have the money, it actually lets you in for free. So we saved money by doing that. Now, for the Carvanha, I kinda have to switch out, and later on I do have to be careful of Pursuit, although it won't do that much. In general, we do have a pretty decent matchup against Team Aqua. It's Team Magma that I'll need to find a way to deal with. Now, Scott talks to us, but then if we go to the battle tent, he's here. So that counts as the second time we found him, just randomly about. And again, depending on how many times you find him, he'll give you more battle points the first time you talk to him in the battle frontier. Well, technically the second time you talk to him, but... Alright, Route 110. Here we can get our next encounter. I'm going to put Grovile first, and let's see. Please be something good. Gulping. That is actually not a bad encounter. Not okay, Liquid is... yeah, forgot about that. Swallowed is actually a pretty good mon for utility because you can stockpile and then be just unkillable and poison the enemies to death. And honestly, in that route, Electrike is like the best encounter, and it's not that much better. Now, forgot to say, hasty nature, so minus defense plus speed, but it has ginormous defense, so it might work. And calm nature, not the best, but it is a physical attacker, since poison is physical, so it doesn't matter. I'll leave the Magikarp out for now. Then Kadabra first, and let's do this. Ideally, I want to evolve the Puxiena by the time we get to the rival. It might seem like I won't be able to, because the rival is so close by. But it might be entirely possible to do, considering we have to go through the trick house as well. Oh, never mind. I thought it was level 20, I guess it's level 18. And now we have an Intimidate user. Extremely important stuff. Plus it hits a lot harder. Come on. This is exactly the thing I was talking about. We'll be missing out on KOs just barely without Psybeam, and we just got Psybeam. But Psybeam gives you that extra oomph, let's call it, making it a lot better. Okay, so we're going to put Confusion second. We can still use Confusion when we want to save PP. But for anything that needs that extra kick, we'll be using Psybeam. Like the Blastlands and Minons that we fought earlier. Psybeam should be just barely enough to one-shot them. That was a critical hit, so not really indicative. But you get the idea. Fusion. It's just Magikarp and Tentacle, nothing serious. Later on, Altering Cave appears here. Sadly, they never actually fully implemented it, like you had to get the e-reader cards. Problem is, they never released the specific cards outside of Japan. I think even in Japan actually, they might not have released them. Yeah, yes. Like, murder it. For this one, sadly we can't murder it, but this thing can. Murder this too, and next up. Let's give quick glow back to the Mightyena. I think it has leveled up enough for now. I want to level up the Grovyle a little bit. Not the best matchup for Grovyle going through this place because it's grass types mostly. Nothing a little switch training can solve. May is level 20 on the Combustion, if I remember correctly. Combustion gets deleted by Psybeam, which is the important thing. Okay, special attacker, so the growl doesn't affect us as much. And the mail I bought in Slateport was to trade for the coin case, but if you go through the third Trickmaster's house, then you can actually get that for free. But I just didn't want to have to wait. Alright, memorize the scroll. Orange mail. Usually there will be one of each mail available to find. Okay, rare candy for our first go through. And the second go through requires Watson's badge. So we can't do it just yet. What we can do is heal up before the rival battle. Is there anything really close to leveling up? Not really. Okay. I can't remember if she starts with Wingull or not. She might start with Lombre or Wingull. Either way, let's go. Wingull. Then Combustion comes in. I'm going to go to Mytina. Ember does a ton. I'm going to sack the Whismur. I don't think I'll raise it anyways. Then Kadabra and just side beam it to death. Alright. Whismur would have been good. And honestly, I should have just kept something like the Wurmple to sack. But sometimes the Wurmple can be quite nice. So, Whismur is our first death. Although it was literally planned to get the clean sheets. Because that Combustion can be really, really bad. Okay, Aaron, welcome to the team. And I need something to suck. This will do nicely. I want to always have something meant to suck on the team. Rare candy. Pick up. Spell. Basically, I'm storing anything that I don't need right away. The Ethers. Silk Scarf. Do I have any normal types that may benefit? Not right now. Then the X items, but I'd rather keep those on me in case I need them. And let's quickly sell the Stardust. Guard spec will be kinda important for later on, specifically the first of the Elite Four, Sydney, who probably is from Australia, given his name, because the Mytina at the start loves to start the battle with... I forgot, he loves to start the battle with Sand Attack, so if I want to set up against it, I have to use a guard spec. I think Minun is the rare encounter. One of them is a 1% encounter. Can't remember which one. I think it's Minun, actually. It's either Minun or Plasl. You can get both. So we'll be training Grovyle and Mytina for now, with the Aaron in the back. Aaron can learn some ground type moves like Sand Attack that will be quite useful for the gym. as I was fishing for. Let's absorb the Volt Orb, avoid any static, and bite muzzle. Metal Claw, that's really good. It's basically just straight up upgrade over tackle. And our second revive. Eventually we'll find them all, hopefully. Don't want Screech. Screech is a weird move, like it's the same as using Clear twice, but it has awful accuracy for some reason. It's 80-85% accuracy. Like at that point, what's even the point in using it? Because quite often, in my experience, it just misses. Then you're just left there hanging. And the difference between a -1 and a -2 is not that big. Quite often you'll still need the same amount of hits to kill something. Okay, Reflect might actually be useful. Better than the awful accuracy Disable. Disable in later gens is 100 accuracy, so it's a lot better. But here it's just trash. Now carefully walk over. Kadabra should have enough health to also do a little detour on the side. Get the coin case. Now things can actually die in the overworld from poison in the older games, so we do need to not take unnecessary risks. Now the Rock Smash guy gives us the Rock Smash. Who would have guessed? Then I need... I don't really need super potions now that I bought a bunch of soda pops. I do need paralyze heals though for the gym, because I'm just out and I know I'm going to get paralyzed. Then for the bikes, you should always start with a Mac bike, because it lets you access an extra trainer in the desert. Let's go bully Wally a little bit. And there he is. About to go cry to his mommy. Then I need Kadabra for the poison types. Fight, Confusion, Bite, and Psybeam. Stromis is actually deceptively tanky. Then Confusion, then Bite, and Confusion. Confusion kills, then because it's third gen, whatever comes in gets hit by Bite immediately. Or vice versa, because it's still activated, but logic still applies. Alright. That was some of luck. I'm just going to fight this guy with Kadabra, so I don't have to like backtrack to this route just for one trainer. Iron is 20, it's 16, it evolves at 20, no, it evolves at 32, so we have a long way to go until it evolves. Then this is the teller. No. I bought crayons with 120 colors. Like, who's going to use 120 colors? Train is so amusing. I guess he likes trains. Ninkeda is so sunny. What? It literally lives underground. How is it sunny? Abra is so magical. You don't say. That was a useless NPC interaction, if I've seen one. Anyways, so... let's take care of all the trainers in this place. And then I'll chuck some stuff in the daycare. I would chuck the zigzagoon already, but I want to be getting the good items. Oh well. Then we need to get the Magikarp. Now they are in different egg groups, if I remember correctly. Yep. So we shouldn't have any issues. Because if there's an egg in the daycare, there's no experience gain until you pick up the egg, and I don't want to have to come here and pick up the egg every time. So I forgot to open something in the back, so excuse me for a moment. Open, and we can continue. I meant... oh no, never mind. I thought I had the Kadabra first. Iron defense, better than Harden, still useless. Now, these trainers, the breeders in this route, basically two of the best trainers to train against. Okay, Roar might come in handy if the leader gets too many howls up. For now, I'm not going to bother. We can also get a new encounter here. Sadly, there's not really any good things to get. Like Illumise is about the best you can hope for, or maybe Otis. Just speeding through the trainers. And this one might be a bit tricky with the Mightina. I was worried that it would do a lot. But Dustox does have awful stats. So my worries were for nothing. And this is pretty much the last trainer that we have to fight in this place. No poison, that's good. Great ball, and there should be a pearl, and I'm missing one item up here which will probably resolve. Oh, I have the Zigzagoon in the daycare, I forgot. We'll just get that item a bit later. Now, Mac Bike, register that. Should just one-shot both of them. Whoa, I forgot that it's two digits. That could have gone real badly. Alright, Maxeter. Don't think I'll ever use it. Then black glasses. Totally don't know what they are. I dropped my glass. Can you help me find them? Okay, so now we have a really good item for the Mytina. However, I'm not going to give the item to it yet because Quick Claw might be more useful. We'll have to see if it's fast enough to not rely on Quick Claw. And probably Aaron is going to get a Quick Claw. 39 speed, 19 speed. Even with a plus speed nature, Aaron is just really slow. So, yeah. Black glasses. Miracle seed. What can we give the Kadabra? Let's give it an Oranberry, since we don't really have anything. Then we'll do a few back and forths so that the things in the daycare get trained up. Every step we take results in +1 experience. Now there is a way to farm them once we beat the gym. There's a little hill you can ride your bike up on, but if you have the wrong bike it will slide you back down, so you can just press a button to go up and it will count as a step even though it brings you down every time. Now let's have a look at the levels. Okay, so we want Magikarp level 20, so Gyarados. So I want to pick it up when it's 19, almost 20. And then I want the Zigzagoon to be level 21. At 20 it turns into Linoon, so I want to get it at 19 as well. So that we can evolve it. Linoon keeps pick up. Alright. I think about 5 back and forths. So here. Deposit the cash coin for now. Withdraw the Magikarp. 1053. No, we'll just leave it in a little bit more. Now, each back and forth is about 200 steps, if I remember correctly. So, now it should be far closer. And Zigzagoon is 19 as well. So temporarily taking the XP share off. Let's do Magikarp first while we get the encounter for the route. So Odyssey is the encounter. I'd say it's basically the best thing we could get here. Oh, since we have the bike, let's go to the bike road and train there. I'm already at a good level for the gym. The gym has plenty of trainers to go through. we will be getting a lot of experience going through it as well. Alright, level 20. And we get Gyarados. The reason I wanted to evolve it myself at exactly 20 is because as soon as it evolves, it gets Bite. Whereas if we delay the level, it will never get Bite. And until level 25, where it gets Thrash, it has no attack moves. Now to do the Zigzagoon. I will be chucking the Zigzagoon back in the daycare because I want it to hit a little bit higher level since 20 is not enough. Alright, Immune. At 21, it becomes the next tier of pickup items. And then at 31, ideally I want to get it to 31, but for now the priority is level 21. Alright, we're done with this area. Any rematches? No. Then suck the lightning in. And the Gyarados. Okay, Tackle and Bite. It loses moves from the top down. And I'm just going to do some back and forths. So that Linoon can level up. And then I will simply leave the Gyarados in there while keeping the Linoon in the team. Alright, that should be like level 23. 21. Good enough. Should be almost 22. Not really. Anyways, so pick up level 21. So this should make it so Ultra Balls at 10% chance, if I remember correctly, and so that we can get Super Potions a lot more often, among some other bonuses. Then Mightyena, Kadabra, and let's get going. So Bite and Sediment. Even the non-electric, even the non-electric Pokemon in this gym will know electric moves. So for example, the Meditites will have Thunder Punch, or the Volbeat will have Shockwave and things like that. This is a double battle. The priority is the enemies. With that down, then we double target the Volbeat and just finish off whatever remains. Alright. So first item already Super Potion. Then for levels, the leader is level either 24 or 25. Alright, I'm going to go get one level across the team. So down here should be plenty good to train. Also, I just realized we are on 69 health. That's some giggity stuff right there. Antidote. here I need an HP up as well. Paralyzed. But it can actually be nice to be paralyzed because I don't have to worry about getting poisoned, you know? I need to find high level wild encounters. I could also give myself rare candies to skip the grind, but I'd rather not use those for this challenge. If I was doing the extreme Nuzlocke, then yes, I would use those. And get mounted, but okay, roll, no. Just level up already. Takes freaking long because I have the XP share on there. Last one. 25. Can't do anything. Later on, when I have Shockwave, I will give it to the Kadabra because it gives it some really solid coverage. And that will also make it my go-to option against things like Gyarados or Winona. Okay, recover. I can always just use heals. If I was doing extreme Nuzlocke where I'm not allowed to use items, then I would have considered it. Now sadly we can't get Leaf Blade until like 29. Would be a lot faster if we could find an NPC that wants a rematch. Okay, 700 something, 700 something, so these will level up at the same time. Any rematches? Nope. Teleport. I keep forgetting to heal in like in a movie. And already poisoned again. Okay, I'll just go to movie and heal. Now, the gym is going to be scary. Actually, there's some trainers up here I can train against. The gym can be quite scary because the first Voltorb can actually blow up. So I need to keep that in mind to not have any accidents. After this, level up, and we are good. Didn't mean to go in the trainer here. I should withdraw the Cascoon to have something to cite. And also, let's have a look at the hobbies. Timid nature is actually really good, so we can maybe turn it into a Vileplume, no, a Bellossom. Timid nature, Vileplume would need naive, since poison is physical. So, Cascoon is here as just something to suck. What level is the Gyarados? Not high enough. Alright. So, for the first one, I'm going to straight up go for Psybeam. one-shot the Voltorb. Then Magneton almost definitely comes in. Magneton will be quite problematic. I don't think I can live to Shockwaves. If Magneton comes in, it probably will go for Thunder Wave first turn. So, Cherry Berry on the Aeron. Oh wait, it might have Magnet Pull, so I cannot use the Aeron. Okay, let's see what TMs we have. Smash over Odor's Lure. Let's give a Cherry Berry to the Line Moon as well. If the Mightyena can take Shockwaves from the Magneton, maybe I can set up Howls and go for a sweep, but I don't think that will be possible. I know it doesn't have any way to really hit Kadabra hard, so I can always just Psybeam to try and do a bunch of damage. Kadabra should be able to take 2 Shockwaves, just barely, which means that Mightyena should be able to take 2 Shockwaves, unless one is a critical. Okay, let's see how this will go. It's going to go awful. Okay, Psybeam should one-shot. Didn't one-shot. Where's the heal? Okay. Electrike. Psybeam should kill, this is less tanky, critical hit shouldn't matter. Thunder Wave, that's fine. Alright. Sonic Boom just barely kills the Cascoon, so I'm going to go into Linoon. Okay, this will be damage roll. Levels of close. Alright. So I need to Super Potion the Kadabra. If he doesn't see the kill with Shockwave, which he shouldn't, then he's going to go for Thunder Wave usually. So that buys us a turn. Now he's going to go for a damage move like Shockwave. This will be very close whether that can tank it. Come on. Okay. Sack the Cascoon. Mud Slap. Now, Mud Slap shouldn't kill usually. Okay, Aeron is down. Shouldn't have a risky. Now, I'm going to go for Bite. And go Bite. Bullet Seed. Then Quick Attack should just barely kill it. No. Okay, I have to heal. Okay, Soda Pop. Because of the paralysis, I'm slower, so I can't go for quick attack here. I have to heal. Come on, how many times am I going to get paralyzed? Alright. There. And I'm immediately going to spend a revive on the Aeron because I just really like Aeron. I don't want to lose it already. Yes, I could have played that much better, but Cascoon is dead. And that was intentional, like it was there specifically to get sacked. So Wurmple is the next sacrifice. And this is the team we are left with. Now Aeron, I'll give you the EXP share again because I really want you to evolve. Oh, before I forget, there's this really good move we can grab. I will talk to him, because again, we need to talk to him as much as possible. So over here we can grab the strength. HM. Really nice move. Because it's just a very spammable 80 base power move you can give to something. Like the Mightyena. Like the Mightyena, so it doesn't have to use tackle. 80 power, 100 accuracy, goes well with Howl. What more could we want? Nothing that lands bulk up. Let's check on the Gyarados. Basically, by the time we're about to go through Petalburg Woods, that's when we'll get the Gyarados. Until then, I'll keep Wurmple as a sacrifice. Now the wind straits should be easy picking. This stuff right here, just it's like murdering them all. I like how they're supposed to be like the toughest people around. Yet get obliterated. Anyways, if we talk to the mom, she gives us the macho brace. Might come in handy later if I ever need to EV train. Macho brace goes in. Hyper potion, we don't really need it yet. Cat scale, the elixirs. We have a long stretch to go through, so basically I'm emptying out the inventory as much as I can. Now, here, very important, we must absolutely not get an encounter with Geodude, because that is Route 111. If we get a Geodude encounter, it means we miss out on the encounter in the desert, where we can get some much better stuff, like potentially Flygon if we get a Trapinch, we can get Claydol if we get a Baltoy, even a Sunslash is better than a Geodude. So, moment of truth, no encounter, come on. Right. Every single time we have to pass through those two rocks will be risky. So we need to minimize how many times we pass through that. We don't want an interview. Now there's an interesting glitch you can do with these guys where if you fight them enough times, I think it's like 99 times or something, then they'll stop rotating and they'll stay in place, so you can just fight them back to back after that, making them the single best place in the entire game to level things up in the end game, like to fill up the decks and whatnot. because you'll have the trainer's hill right next to them to change things out. And then you can just easily go take care of them. That was Aaron's first proper battle. Very well. I do really like the Aaron, Leiron, Agron line, but at the same time I don't like how late Aaron evolves. Yes, I do understand that it would be way too OP if it evolved at like level 20 to 24, like a lot of things do. But getting to level 32 and then evolving, that's a bit much. Okay, here we can get a new encounter. Also, we could get an encounter in the grass here. But I'd rather get the encounter on the second go-through. Now, here we really want a Torkoal. Torkoal would be perfect. And much up it is. Torkoal would have been an amazing addition to the team, but sadly we didn't get it. Strength, Siding. Strength, Siding. Get the berries, then we move on. We'll also get Secret Power, which is almost just as good as Strength. It's just that I prefer the immediate power of Strength over the chance to paralyze and whatnot. Okay, I had a feeling I'd get paralyzed there, but it's fine. Alright. Get it again. I could make a secret power, a secret base, sorry. Again, keep having brain farts. But for now I will hold off on that. It's not like we have any decorations. Until you get to Fortree and you can use the special shop there, or Lily Cow, you won't really have many options for decorations. Right. So, right here is a hill. So, if you have the acro bike and you just hold the up button, that will count as a step as it pushes you down. So then you can go AFK, especially on emulator where you can just set to turbo an absurd amount and really grind that experience in the daycare. And this trainer is the reason why I always like starting with a Mac bike. And now, here we really want Skarmory. Skarmory is the best encounter, but it's also the rarest. It's like 5% chance or something. Spinda. Spinda is the thing in Emerald I've gotten the most shinies of. Like in so many playthroughs, I've ended up with a shiny Spinda. I need to be very careful of coffins because they can straight up blow up on me if I'm not careful. Take down, no thank you. Now once I'm done with the trainers, then we will go catch the Spinda. But since Spinda is the encounter here, I kinda want to get one with a funny pattern. There's what, like 4.2 billion versions of Spinder. We might as well try to get funny one. I've gotten ones that kinda look like winners on its face and stuff. So we'll see about what we can get this time around. I only get to catch one. That's the problem. For now, let's pick up the shoot sack, since while we're looking, we might as well get funny ones. Okay, it's going to blow up if I'm not careful. Let's go into iron, so that even if it blows up, we won't take much damage. Then the last one should all pretty much never blow up. Depends on the game though. In Hard Gold Soul Silver, they seem to still blow up even on the last one. Yeah, let's get this one. Never mind. Swagger. Nah. Knowing my luck, Swagger is just going to get me to take more damage than actually help. I'm backtracking a bit so I can heal up. Have this over here, and right before we get to the next town, there's quite an annoying bunch of trainers. I called it. I fucking called it. Spinto is the thing I have gotten shiny the most in every single effing playthrough of Emerald. I called it. I literally said it earlier. Straight up said it. And I also called it at the very start of the game that I said we were going to get a shiny this playthrough. Okay, I've save stated. Now, this is an exception to the rules. This will not count as my normal encounter speeder. Shinies are an exception. So I got that speeder just because it was shiny. But we are going to get a proper speeder. That's the one I was meant to get. If that makes sense. But I called it. Out of all my playthroughs, Spinder is the thing, like on Emerald, is the thing that I have found shiny the most by a long shot. Like I have found at least 30 shiny Spinders in my Pokemon Emerald challenges. I'm just collecting soot as well because I want to get the blue flute. Now just watch me get another shiny Spinder. I don't know if it's because of how the mechanics work with the individual, the personality values for Spinder. Making it more likely, or I'm just getting lucky. But I literally said we were going to get a shiny, and I also mentioned how Spinda is the sign I've gotten the most of. Okay, come on, give me a nice design. Okay, for now. Can I make a yellow flute? No, I need a lot more steps. If I can make the yellow flute, I want to get that too. Just for annoying confusion moments. But it takes so long to collect all the soot. In Auras it's a little easier because you get it from the big piles. Okay, that looked like it had herpes. Let's get this one straight. It's not like I'll be using it. That would have looked like a funny one. It was almost like it was cross-eyed, even more so than usual. Anyways, healing up again, then doing one more pass through, getting the yellow flute, then moving on. Spinders though. Reset. Skarmory, sadly I can't catch it. Skarmory is really good for playthroughs because almost nothing can hit it super effectively and does have some good utility options, especially in later gens with Tailwind and whatnot. And it just has that ginormous 140 or whatever base defense. I'm not doing this to get experience from wild encounters, I'm just collecting the soot. Which way I've stopped fighting the encounters. Unless it's something like this that gives a lot of experience and some good defensive ease. I know we've slowed down quite a lot because I'm doing this. Alright, how many do I need for yellow flute? 7. Literally 7. Alright. Red flute is infatuation, white flute, black flute are to change the level of encounters in this generation, whereas in later gens it just changes the rate of encounters. In third gen it actually adds or removes levels. I think it's one guarantees the highest encounter level, the other guarantees the lowest. Okay, we have inner focus, so fake out doesn't really bother us. if I heal here, I lose the teleport to Mobile. So I don't think I will just heal for a little while. Talking to Scott again. Is the kid here? Where is the girl? There should be an NPC that gives a TM. Oh well. And get dig here. Talk to this guy. Alright, now. Two normal potions. I could use the Noram berry, you can say. And let's use a Kadabra bit so it can hit level 30. Roll, not that useful, but can always come in handy. Inner focus is really nice against things like fake out, but generally speaking, sealed dust is just the infinitely better version of inner focus, but very few things get it. Also, here we can potentially get a new encounter, and I'm hoping it will be Swablu. That's our third revive we've picked up. I can't remember if there's a way to guarantee the Swablu encounter, like with a repel trick or something. Lombre... Like, it's a good encounter, yes. Also didn't need to kill it. I see Graveler and I'm just clenching my buttocks so it doesn't blow up. Especially against Kadabra. If I lose Kadabra, half my firepower is gone. Because Grovyle doesn't really hit that hard. Speaking of which, I should switch to the Grovyle now and train Seviper. That's a very rare encounter actually. Don't critical hit. I wanted to kill it for the experience, and that almost turned really badly. So blue is the encounter I would have liked, but Lombre is not half bad. I didn't mention earlier that Ludicolo is one of the best 3rd gen Pokemon out of them all. The problem is, from what I remember, Lombre is like either a 1% or a 5% encounter, so it's going to take us a while to find another one. Guts. But yeah, it's Lombre that we catch here. Come on, just give me the Lombre. Let's talk to... Oh, I forgot. We haven't gone to the Poké Center. I want to heal up. But if I heal up here, I screw myself over. Because then I don't have the mobile fast travel with teleport. Nuzlocke, that is a 1% encounter. And there's the Lombre. I wish I could have got that Nuzlocke, because I might turn this into a living text challenge later on. Okay, cleared it. Doesn't matter if you get it now. We've already gotten the encounter for the route. I want to level up the Grovile enough to get myself the Leaf Blade move, and that was dangerous. Just there. Should I pop? Okay, I'll do them one at a time to avoid accidents. The health stole back. I hate it when bullets just does 2 hits, like... At that point I might as well be using Absorb. Now, in the cave, I must always have the repel active, because I want to get a bacon later on. If I don't have the repel active and get any encounter, I'll screw myself out of having the bacon. Stone made through the cave. Now we have some black belts to fight. From the Makuhita, I'm just going to Kadabra. Had a feeling. 5 hits, that would have done a ton to the Grovile. Now, behind this girl, there's a hard scale hidden. Might come in handy later on. Great ball. Some berries, not really the most useful. PP up. And then I need to take the item off. I kinda wish it would just automatically move the item into your backpack. Honestly. Okay, Iron Tail. That's a really good move. But the accuracy is kinda iffy. Better than Iron Defense though. And go for the bite. Now, we teleport all the way back to Mobile. That's why I kept this, because now we have to go and switch bikes to go through the what's called the Jagged Pass. Then I need to offload some items because we're almost at the limit. I kinda don't like the carry capacity of the older games, it's just so limiting. Then protein, I'll give that to the Aeron. Carbos, I'll actually also give it to the Aeron. Then let's go sell the 2 nuggets. By now I should have a healthy amount of money, maybe even enough, just barely not enough, to buy the TMs from the game corner. So far I haven't played the game corner this playthrough, but let's just change that. I have 3000 points. The dolls don't matter, it's the TMs. So this is Psychic, a ginormous upgrade over what Kadabra is using. Normally we'd have to wait until like level 40 to get this. Then we have this is Flamethrower, Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. Flamethrower could be quite useful if I can find something to use it. Alright, let's go for Azurill. Close enough. Okay, let's go for a why not, because why not? Oh, so now it's the Azurill I had bet on earlier. Let's go for this skitty right here. Ah, so close. Then Makita. Okay, get stuck. Shrooms. Okay. And let's go for this kitty right here. And of course it's nowhere close. Alright, let's play some of this. Now, in this game, the game corner slots are kinda BS. Because you have the little thunderbolts up top, where the longer you play and the more wins you get, the better the results. So you have to sink a ton of points in before you can get a good result. You have to basically get the little thunder icon enough times, like the Pikachu icon, to level up the slots. And it takes freaking forever. Alright, let's go back to this thing. Much more fun. So close. Should be it. Also so close. The game is just trolling me. Of course it's on the wrong why not. I could bet on an entire row, but I don't feel like doing that because the payout becomes so small it's not even worth it. We're here for the big gains. I just need to win 2 and I'm almost back where I started. This why not? I was hoping it would just get stuck. It's not actually random where the ball will go, by the way. Of course. If I had gotten the shroomies, I would have won there. Come on, it's trolling me. It has to be a skit that it lands on now. Close enough. Okay, do I bet on this kitty? The ball is probably going to just not even go there. It's missed every single skitty completely. I'm only doing this. Last ball throw, because if I fall under 2900, okay, only with one. If I fall under 2900, I'll have to buy an extra batch of coins. Alright, we're back at 3000. And what level is my team? Okay, so if I buy the TM, I can get Psychic way sooner on this. How worth that is will depend. Now, again, we are passing through Route 111's must be SB. This. If we get an encounter here, I can't get anything from the desert. Alright, we're through. It always worries me going through that bit. I can't remember if... No, I didn't get an encounter in this bit, so let's grab it. Alright, so normal it is not that good, but it's something. Let's head up, but first... Is there anything for us to grab? Nope. Right. Aaron... I do want it to hit level 32 just in time for the gym. So let's use Grovyle and Kadabra here. That did a lot. Thankfully it was split damage though. Because for every extra Pokemon a multi-target move hits, it loses a lot of damage. Can I not get critical hit? Constant move. Just for once. Alright. Potions. Now, he starts with Mightina, so we'll start with Aaron. The Golbat gets read by Kadabra, but it might confuse us, so I need a Persian Berry. Then the camera is actually easy pickings for my team. they're minus attack and accuracy, but as long as I land the hit. Alright, so my Tina, switch in. Focus energy doesn't really matter. Of course, critical hits. Critical hits ignore the intimidate drop. How? Okay, fine. Let's do it this way. I'm playing it awfully. There is a stat drops. Fire on tails. Alright. Septile died. What level was it? 25. I only get 2 revives left. If I use those up, then if something better dies later on, I won't be able to revive it. Since I can only use the revives that I have like picked up, not the pick up ability revives from Lainun. Okay, I'm using one revive, but I really need to like lock in and not do stupid mistakes like that again. I just misplayed that ultra bundle. Also, I should have a bit of money, so let's stock up on lava cookies. As many as I can buy. Don't have any need for money right this instant. Sienna. Of course I only get 2 hits. So why would I get more than 2 hits? Alright, level 13. Let's go to Dabra. Alright. Spoink is the encounter here, alright. After it evolves, it's actually kinda decent. So get that. Not like there were any better options really. So that's a good enough encounter. I really need to get some coverage on the Septile. Maybe hidden power. Depends on what hidden power it gets, and hidden power is very inconsistent in these older games. because it can be anywhere from 31 accuracy, 31 power, all the way to like 71 or thereabouts. So you will usually have a hidden power around power 40 or so, which is not exactly good. Anyways, let's go in the hot springs with the grandma, and right between her legs there's a nice hill. Only Pokemon can come up with these things. Spreading grandma's legs so you can pick up a nice hill. Anyways, so here we can pick up a charcoal, but I don't really have any fire types. I also don't have any water types, so I don't know what the frick I'm going to do in this gym. I have absolutely no answer to fire types. So I really need to think of a strategy. My best answer would be Aaron evolving, but it's still not close enough. Now, since we've healed, I am going to grab a nugget and teleport back. We can go do the trainers up on the mountain, since now they should be available. I don't know how much experience they are going to give them. Let's do it as a double battle. Alright. Double target the enamel. Another enamel. I can take care of that. Slug. Okay, of course it poisons first try. Like, I know it's 70%, but one can only hope. Okay, it does have enough health. Alright, I'll just go up the mountain. Better place to train. And during the little cutscene that plays as you go up the lift, there's different things that can happen. You might see a zigzagoon, or you might see a hiker coming down the mountain. And some are random, some happen if, for example, the old lady wants a rematch, and so on. Do I do this as a double battle? I only have one potion, so let's just use the soda pop instead. I was worried for nothing. Yeah, I was literally worried for nothing. And we have taken the meteorite off. Sometimes I forget to pick it up. You just trade that to Professor Cosmo for the return TM. It's not the only way to get the TM. Wait, have I fought the magma guy? Alright. Have until we get the emblem later. Can't really do anything. Right. Now hold. What's said. And go up. Might have fire pants. Okay, that shouldn't be that many trainers left. Yeah. It's only Flannery. Are we ready for here though? I really want this to have evolved before I fight here. But it's so freaking far away. This is level 31, I think. I also want to go fetch the Gyarados. Hasty nature, that's actually decent. Relaxed, it's kinda trash. Impis is pretty awful. It also has a bad ability. Alright. So do I train a little bit. Alright, I'm going to take the risk of a rock smash encounter one final time. Don't give me an encounter. Okay, good. Now I need to not heal anywhere. Just need to go to the daycare and withdraw the Gyarados. By now should be at a decent level. Dragon Rage will be especially important. But how close is Now let's check it back in just a little bit. And let's check the line in. Two at a time. We can switch to Mac Bike for now. Now the guy at the end is going to tell me. Oh, I thought he would just say I suck like he normally does. Alright, so over here we have this, not this guy, this guy that sells hidden power. I'm going to buy 3 of them. I'm going to buy an extra secret power. Then what else did I need in Slateport again? I was thinking I needed something from Slateport. I forgot what it is. Oh, these. Now I should have a nugget to sell. Ice heal, burn heal, we'll just have the lava cookies. I can actually sell the full heal for 300, then go buy the lava cookie for 200 and make profit. But for now I'm not going to do that. Then how much money? 6,000. So I can buy the psychic PM now. What I want is to see if I can get some water moves on the Gyarados somehow. Cat strength plus dig on the Aeron will be a nice option, but I'll probably give it to my Tina. I can't remember how to get more digs though, or if you can only get one. Anyways. Anyone want a rematch? Maybe. Nope. I guess I destroyed everyone so badly, they don't want anything to do with me. At least there's some trainers in here we can take care of. Should be able to go through this place 2 times as things stand. This has gotten really cloudy outside, so it's fairly dark in my room. I might have to turn on a light. It's windy today, so I'm not boiling alive. I still have my fan on. Oh, and there's the harbor mail, so I guess you get it on the second go through, not third. Good thing there was a big level difference there. Beautifly is better than Dustox in this generation because it learns usually physical moves, whereas Dustox is a mixed attacker. Yes, the stab moves are fully physical for both, bug, flying and bug poison, but Dustox has a mostly special move pool. So it ends up being not as good. Alright, we still need a fair bit of experience to go. Let's take the bike path. Be a bit faster even with my awful bike riding skills. But to my defense, I'm using an analog stick to play a D-pad game, so it's a bit weird. Seriously though, how does nobody want a rematch? It's not like the Johto games where you have to beat the 7th gym to get rematches. let's just chalk that up to me being ultra unlucky. So I'll do some back and forth so that things in the daycare get lots of experience. Let's take the line back. 24, bit better than before, but it did lose cut. So let's give it cut again. Over mud sport. Gyarados is 26. Until 30, doesn't really get many moves. So I'll just do some back and forth. Get it to at least 27. Then I'll teach it secret, not secret power, hidden power, and see what the hidden power has turned into. See now, on level 27, still has plus, Dragon Rage, Bite, Tackle, doesn't matter, so hidden power, let's go, Over plus, then we just go in the grass and we see the effectiveness of the hidden power. So neutral against bodies. Neutral against Illumise. That's a 1% encounter, by the way, that I just casually got. Okay, resisted by Poochyena, so that means it might be Ghost type, Ghost type, Dark type, alright, there's the Whismur Cave over here that can tell us if it's Ghost type. No. So most likely option is Dark type right now. Poison. Wait, we need. Okay, perfect. Alright, so very likely Dark type. I healed in Slateport. Okay, I forgot that I shouldn't have healed. I healed out of habit. Actually, now that it has come to this, what if? Here. I was hoping maybe we can get the surf, so we'd have a super effective move on the Gyarados. Yes, it only has 44 special attack, but anyways. still. We head up. Basically trying to get back to Moville. While also trying to figure out the hidden power. So here are the Sabras. If I find an Abra and it's super effective, then we know it's going to be a dark type hidden power, and at that point I'm better off using Bite because it should have more power and the flinch chance. Just give me an Abra. This purely to test my hidden power. Come on. Come on, just give me the Abra so I can test the hidden power. If it's super effective against the Abra, then we'll know for a fact that it's Dark type. There's nothing else that Dark type is strong against up until this part of the game, when we don't have access to the desert to test against Balprise. Okay, moment of truth. Is it Dark? Yep. This is the crap we had to do back in the day, before PK Hex could show you straight up what hidden power you have, but again, I'm not allowed to look anything up, including on PK Hex, to see hidden powers. Alright. No encounter? Good. Time. What comes up comes down. Alright. And we are finally back. No. 228, 1500. Have the map pack. I'm going to go in here and train. Never mind, immediately regretted it. Like immediately. Just stop using poison gas first. Hopefully we have the Kadabra to immediately go back to heal. Alright, I'll just go to the Jagged Pass yet again. And try to just get some stuff here. Oh, this might also be a good test for hidden power. So, there's about that much. Bite does a lot more, so we must have gotten a trash hidden power. Like here, that was super effective. Then this critical hit, so twice the damage, but it's still already twice the damage between Bite and hidden power, so that hidden power is awful. Next, I could just check the hidden power on the Grove Vial in case it's good. For now I just want to get one level on the Gyarados one level across most of the team. Okay. We get Leiron. That is extremely important. So now we give it the quick claw. Where do I have it? Okay, quick claw. Ooh, King's Rock. Since now from level 21 and up, we can actually get King's Rock from pickup. Alright, so this should be very easy to level up, like 1 or 2 encounters. Then the Kadabra, we are a bit under leveled, if I remember correctly. She's at level 29. Okay, so we are not exactly under leveled, but as soon as we fight here, we have to go fight Norman, who is level 31. Okay, Future Sight is kinda trash, so I'm not going to learn that. Now this, now that it's evolved, should be able to take a single overhit, just barely. But this is what I'll be using for the overhit. I'll use this to basically stall out the camera, because even a critical hit in the sun shouldn't be able to one-shot the Gyarados. Plus we now have to intimidate users, so there's that too. 29, 30, 32... yeah, we are good. I would like to have Leaf Blade, which is literally in one more level, but it is what it is. Okay, let's go fight Flannery, then Norman, and then I'll probably end the stream for the day. This one. If I remember correctly, she starts with Slugma. Now the Gyarados needs some items, so I will give it the Cherry Berry, so that it doesn't get paralyzed by body slam. The Leiron has Quick Claw. This has Persian Berry, doesn't really need it though, so I'm just going to give it the Oran Berry. Black Glasses. I can also give this over Sand Attack. I can give it Dig, and then give Earthquake to the Aggron. Technically speaking, this should be faster than anything she has. So as long as we don't get the burn, we can just spam Howl at the start. But we will be at like Howl then Dig. But we will be at risk, and we need to buff up a lot, like +6 to one-shot the Torkoal, and even then it should be a damage roll. So let's not use that strategy yet. Can I give it to the... It's only 80 in this generation as far as accuracy goes. The Leiron's entire point is to take a hit and Mud Slap, then poof out of it. Honestly, I'm going to switch out the Linoon. I want to keep the Linoon just for the pickup. So what can we sack? I don't want to sack this. Yes, it's useless. But I might need it to prevent getting soft locked later on if I lose all my water types. So the trash enamel will do nicely. Even comes with a roast berry in case we need it. I'll start with Kadabra. Do as much damage as I can. Suck the enamel when I need a clean switch and see how that goes. Alright, so that's 2 down, including the weather setter. Now I have to go into my will she set up the sun, go for overheat, or go for magnitude? Okay, sets up the sun. Attract, that's fine. Probably goes for overheat still. I just need to land this. Good. Here she probably goes for overheat. It's in the sun. We straight up suck the enamel. Alright, went for attract. The sun is still active though. Very likely she sees the kill with body slam. So she doesn't go for overheat. Alright. The sun is out. So soda pop right here. And now this dragon rage it to death. Alright. I over prep. But I'll take over prepping than losing half my team. So we didn't even need to suck the enamel really. Did we? I actually forgot. No, we did not suck the enamel, okay. So enamel gets to live another day until we murder it, or more like we let it get murdered. Sailing in the sun. This would be scorching hot, like you get out with burns. However, now we can finally go in the desert, which means we can get a fossil, and also we can get the properly good encounters. So trappings would be really nice, and even if we don't get trappings, there's still some plenty good other options to find in the desert. So let's do this. Balto is probably Cacnea is probably the worst of the encounters here. And Cacnea is plenty good. Alright, Prairie Candy. And Sunshrow is our encounter for the desert. So the Route 110 encounter is Sunshrow. Sunslash is actually pretty decent. It has quite high attack at base 110. The only problem is that it's a slightly worse option over something like Marowak. And the thing that really hurts it is it's a ground type that learns no ground type moves. Like literally, the only ground type move it learns through level up is Sand Attack. Doesn't learn Dig, doesn't learn Earthquake, doesn't learn Mud Sword or whatever. It's just Sand Attack. That's it. Okay, straight up upgrade to Bullet Seed. We go from 10 to 70. So now we can finally do some freaking damage. About time. Blade, the Sunshrew, Sunslash have the Sand Veil ability, so all we just have to worry about potentially missing. But even if we miss, the worst they can do is like Poison Sting. I just wanted to find a Sunshrew that we can cut. Now that we've locked that in as the encounter for the route. Now I want to focus on leveling up the Grovyle a little bit, so we can get Sceptile soon enough. I've been focusing a bit too much on the rest of the team. And then Sceptile, Grovyle, my starter, is just sitting there under level a lot of the time. Like at one point it was like 7 levels behind the rest of the team. Give me Sunshrew. There we go. Sunshrew. Can I not critical hit it? Alright. Sunshrew. Just watch that this one will have awful nature. I bet. Then we'll head down to change bikes, so I can go up the building to get the fossil. Then get to Norman. Now for the fossil, which one should I pick? Eventually you get both in the post game, but until then you have to pick. Lilip is kinda trash, damage wise at least, but it's really good for survivability. Like it's ultra tanky, weak to almost nothing. There's only like four things that I mixed up the bikes slowly. So let's do this again. I forgot I had already switched the bikes earlier, so I had the acro bike. Oh well. Okay, so there is a chance for the tower to appear. It's only guaranteed. All you have to do is just exit and re-enter the area, and it will show up. Pretty easy stuff. Alright, repel. This is good training for later when we go get the Rayquaza. Also, here there's actually a bad tile that does not allow collision. It's just an oversight. Alright, so Anorith is actually decent as long as it goes first. And even with Swift Swim it's really slow. Lily, on the other hand, can take hits but can't really do much in return, so I think I'll just go for Anorith this time. Normally I just pick up Lily. We will find the other one eventually. Alright. Mobile. Yeah, I need to store some items. And how much money do we have? 14,000 plus 2 stardust. Let's settle the mail, because there's no point in keeping them. I need 4,000 more to buy the TM. Either that or to win. So 4,000 more, or to win like a 777. No, that's not. Okay, screw it. I just couldn't decide if I should do the Trick Master or not. Since there's a new one to do, let's do that. Make the money, buy the TM, and then go fight Norman. Now Kecleon has a really high special defense that you wouldn't expect from it. It's like base 125 or something like that. It's extremely high, and that's how it's able to leave things like Leaf Blade as if it's nothing. Picking up the items. Angrovile badly needs some extra coverage. Alright, then get the hard stone. That's only a 10. Basically the type boosters in this game are only 10%, whereas from next generation onwards they become 20%. So like black glasses on the Mightyena is only 10%. At that point it's barely better than something like a muscle band could be. But then in 4th generation muscle band gets introduced, and also the wise specs that are a 10% flat boost, or the specific type boost for 20%. Do I revive Anorith now? I'll just leave it for later. It's going to be level 20, so not really useful. Also, does seriously nobody want a rematch? The gym here is quite deadly if you are not careful. Thankfully we do have good defensive typings. This will be literally a damage roll. And we'll get the critical hit. I'll take that. There was a tiny little chance it would actually live. I'm making sure to fight everyone. There's 7 trainers total. And that went for counter there. That could have really screwed me over. That one goes for focus energy into slash. Usually they will have one type of boost plus an annoying move. That's how this gym is structured. Okay, thankfully Spinda has trash stats. That could have been really bad. The swords dance into quick attack spam or slash spam. Zangus is actually a really strong if used right. No. I have 5x attacks, so maybe I can just like boost up the layer on. The problem is the Spinta can easily screw me over if I do that, and if the slacking leaves, it can easily counter me. It's worth a try though. Better than risking it with the others. So layer on with quick glow, and then we'll go X defend, then X accuracy, X speed, and then 5x attacks. And we can always just go to the trainer hill and buy X items again. Now the Spinda is going to go for teeter dance, definitely. So let's start from X defend, then X accuracy, X speed, let's go for direct hit as well. Then just spam the X attacks. In later generations, the X items became a lot better because they boost 2 times instead of 1 time. But now we are +1 speed, +5 attack, +1 accuracy, and +1 defense. So we should be fine. Alright, now I just need to make sure I'm not confused. What was I going to do? Well, like, I literally have the yellow flute. Alright, so now Iron Tail shouldn't have a chance to miss. Here I go for Mud Slap to get past the counter. Yawn, that's fine. Iron Tail should just kill. We have Blue Flute for this. Then Iron Tail just kills. Then Iron Tail just kills. And that is the power of being able to use items during battles. I should not have won that. Alright, we get Serve. So that goes straight up on Gyarados. Over Hidden Power, since we've established that the Hidden Power it has is trash. Then let's get Mightyena first. And to get the encounter for Petalburg. if I fish I can get corfish, but corfish kinda suck, so I just want a normal water encounter. Mostly to remove the water encounters from later. Pretty sure I should be able to get wingles and whatnot here. Maril, I already have that, so it's excluded from the pool of encounters. So we keep looking until we find something I don't already have, like a tentacle or something. Although I don't think you can get tentacle here. I know you can get corfish by fishing. Use this lake instead, so I can do the back and forth better. Come on, give me the freaking encounter. I just want to get the encounter and leave. I'm only here to get the encounter for the sake of getting the encounter, so I don't have to get it later. That's great. So that's gym number 5. That unlocks an extra Trickmaster house visit. Kadabra should be the next one to level up, honestly. I want to get this to evolve. With the modification I do, I basically use the randomizer program with the setting not to randomize but to make impossible evolutions possible, like trade evolutions. So Kadabra is set to evolve at 37. It already is just extremely powerful, but... And then later on evolves at 42. This puzzle is actually different between the games and the versions of the games, where in the Japanese version it's different, for example, because it is actually possible to soft lock yourself fully by doing this. Normally, if you move a little bit further away, you just reset the position of the boulders, right? So it is possible to move the boulders in such a way where you are locked in and you cannot reset the positions, and resulting in essentially just a soft lock, because you can't do anything. So if you save right there and there, like there and then, you have screwed up your save file permanently. Smoke ball. Now, the last time you talk to him, when he gives you the tent, there's actually a nugget hidden underneath his seat when he disappears. Oh, also here we get the new mobile mission, so I think I'll do that real quick. And we have the ocean open now to get some more experience. Normally I never bother with this, but since I want to like beef up my team a little bit, I could do it. Maybe we'll even get a decent encounter in the water. Okay, Wingal, that's the encounter for this place. So the encounter for the route is Wingal. Agility, don't really need it when it's already one of the fastest things in the game. Alright. At scale. There's also a rare country a little bit further down where a sailor is. Okay, where's... Okay, I'm out of antidotes. Now we just use lava cookies. Pick me up. The little blue pills. I don't know why they would put those in a children's game, but shoot and bite. Shoot and bite. Another Skarmory. Okay, I'm going to Gyarados because wing attack would do a lot, and we do have Dragon Rage here as well, which fully ignores defenses. Now, as soon as we go a bit over here is a different route, so we get different encounters slot. Gyarados. My team is slowly getting whittled down, so I do need to be a bit careful. Blade and strength. Blade and strength. I'm confused, so I should switch out. Strength Swallow. Okay, Grovyle is about to evolve. So now I just a matter of finishing off here. And we get our first fully evolved Mon out of the 3 stages. So then let's use Kadabra. But like after evolving, this barely has higher special attack than Kadabra. That's just how strong Kadabra is. Now I should have a single paralyzed heal somewhere. Oh, I have 3, okay. Even better. Rare candy. Now, the priority here is level up the Kadabra as much as we can, and also get the encounter, which is Pelipper. I was hoping for something better, but we literally got Wingull a moment ago, so now we are getting Pelipper. That's kinda sucky. Now I want to make my way to Dewford. chest over here. Then heal up and do the abandoned ship. I do have to watch out for Carvanhas later on in case they have pursuit. Side beam, then strength. Can't wait until I can get leftovers or something better than oran berries for the Kadabra. It will happen eventually. Right, one more battle to go. And then we'll be in Dewford. Critical hit. I knew I could leave one, but it still scares me when I see the it's a critical hit. Makes sense. I'm sorry, I have to check. Oh, we changed routes and I didn't realize. Okay, so I'll have to quickly look back on the stream. To see what encounter it was that we got. I'll just have to check it after because it's always awkward. I think it was a tentacle, but the level 35 tentacle. I'm probably wrong, but I'll just check it after the stream, it's fine. No. I'm going to do the abandoned ship. We can't get everything from here until we get dive, but we can still explore most of it. I don't care about square face. Most of my thing is really fast. Roleplay can actually be quite useful against the right opponent. So for example, if you are up against an intimidate user, you basically just copy their intimidate and intimidate them back. But it's not that big a deal. Harbor Mail, another one. I'm here mostly for the battles and the experience. Not as much for the items, although if I can get the Ice Beam TM behind here, that will be extra nice. Down there is where you get the item needed to evolve. Well, the item needed to trade for the item needed to evolve Handtail and Corb races. We are getting there. Side beam, strength, fusion, strength. Again, strength is a very spammable move. And I kinda feel like making pizza in a moment. So as soon as I finish the stream, I'll probably just go and make myself some pizza. Tail Glow in this generation only gives you a +2, by the way. It's only from the later generations that gives you +3. So it's not as good, even on a Volbit. Anyways, we unlock the door and we get a free Ice Beam, which probably goes straight on the Gyarados. Since I don't... yeah, pretty much nothing else can learn it. So it goes straight on the Gyarados over Tackle. Now Gyarados is not that good especially, but still a really high power, great accuracy and great coverage move, so will go a long way, especially later against Dragon types. Anyways, there's the extra attack, and we will definitely be back here at some point. Ooh, finally someone wants a rematch. About freaking time. Who else wants a rematch? Oh, Abigail and Benjamin, these are in Route 110 next to Mobile. And we need 2.5 levels to go on the Kadabra. I'm going to quickly get one, and then I'm going to stop in Q4, save the game, and that's where I will stop for today because I am quite hungry. Now I'm hungry enough to where I'm starting to get a bit dizzy, which is not the best feeling. I only had, my last meal was quite a few hours ago and it was just cereal, but it was unfortunately the sugary cereal. Not extremely sugary, but still like 20-something% sugar. So I think I'm just crashing from the sugar. Anyways, save the game. Thanks for watching. We will, well, I will, and hopefully my girlfriend will be here for the next stream. See you next stream, and I'll probably continue this on my own time, as in when not doing a stream with my girlfriend. If she's around, then we'll just do some other game. And I have been thinking on buying the Scorched Earth DLC for Ark, so I might do that sometime. I did start in the center, but that's mostly just to get the achievements on that map. Anyways, see you next time, whenever that will be, and for those on the YouTube side, just like, follow, like, subscribe, you know the drill, comment, whatever, anything that helps with the stupid algorithm.